9.82 seconds in the 100-meter dash. That is a performance that I never thought I would associate with a high school track and field athlete. But this is the world we're living in, because Brayden Dashun Williams, at a regional championship meet in the state of Texas, just put down that performance on the boards. The clock was very wind assisted, because trust me, when that footage was sent to me, I checked, and I checked, and then I checked again. And even though I didn't even get the official wind reading immediately, the comment section online, started telling me that it was very wind assisted, which I assumed, for the record, the moment I saw the clock. But still, it is now the national high school record, at least under all conditions, the fastest anybody has gone. And when you go 9.82 seconds, it is not going to just send shockwaves around the internet. It's going to change how everybody looks at you from this point on. So, since I am the guy who does high school national recruit rankings, I figured I should just give you my honest reactions on the matter. I don't have time to get into a whole bunch of editing and really get heavy deep about it. I'm just going to tell you my honest thoughts on the matter, because somebody should put this into context. 9.82, the number itself, is incredibly fast. Nobody that age, as far as I know, has ever run that fast. But if I'm trying to put it in context, there's two ways to look at it. One is to look at other athletes who've run very fast wind assisted. And then the other way to do it is to focus on Brayden Dashun Williams himself, because he is the young man in question. So I'm first just going to start off with him. Brayden Dashun Williams, before this high school season, like his senior season, on the SCA national list, he was a high 4-star recruit, just being honest, when the high school track season in Texas ended. And that's when the rankings go out. He only made it up to a low 5-star because what he did on the summer circuit was good enough to impress me to move him up to that level. His name sent shockwaves through the internet already when he ran 9.99 seconds, and that was slightly wind assisted. I believe it was 2.6 meters per second. And then Gout did the exact same thing over in Australia, 9.99 with a plus 2.6 wind. Either way, the young man is incredibly fast and having an amazing senior year. I don't know if you can call it a breakout, but hey, senior year, we do expect the young men to go faster. That is exactly what Brayden Dashun Williams is actually doing. But from that moment till now, he actually went back indoors, ran the Nike indoor meet, and won it in the 60. It wasn't actually the fastest 60-meter dash, if I remember correctly. I don't think it was the fastest that we saw from any high school boy. But he doesn't run indoors all that much, and he still won Nike indoor after running outdoors. So, hey, shout out to him. And that brings us to what just happened. The 9.82 clocking at a regional championship meet. It ain't even the state meet. But hey, it's wind assisted. So now let's go to that side of the conversation, because I think that's the most important part here. How do we understand a time like that? That is a wind assisted time. Especially if we're not talking about like 2.1, 2.2, something like that. But if you're new here, I want to say thank you for even making it this far into the video. And I'm Coach Rob, the founder of SCArecruiting.com, where I rank the best track and field recruits across the entire nation. And if anything that I say actually connects with you, it is always greatly appreciated if you would please like and subscribe. But if I don't, just let me know in the comment section, because I try to read them all. When it comes to wind-assisted performances that immediately hit off of my brain, I'm going to give you a name. Cole Beck, formerly of Virginia Tech. He ran 9.87 seconds, wind-assisted in the 100-meter dash just a few years ago in the NCAA. If you don't know who I'm talking about, maybe that should sink in for a moment, because 9.8 seconds is incredibly fast, and Cole Beck did make an NCAA championship final in the 100-meter dash. But that's about as far as his exploits on the track really have gone up until now. As far as I know, he never ran at the USA Championship, obviously never qualified for a world team or anything beyond that. And hey, he was a successful sprinter. That's not up for debate. Brayden Dashun Williams is going to be competing in college, at least as far as we know right now. Because when you start going fast like this, the shockwave that it sends will also get apparel sponsors particularly interested. Hey, I don't know how that conversation is going to go, but I'm pretty sure a conversation will be had with someone close to him pretty soon. At least if it hasn't already. Cole Beck is just the one name that immediately hits my brain. I'm sure there's a whole bunch of others, but I'm just trying to give you a little bit of context. Running wind-assisted times that are incredibly fast. It's important, yes, because the races are real, but I don't believe we can use those as a quality representation of what the athlete is actually going to do going forward. Yes, it does tell us that they're competitive. It tells us that we can expect something great from them. But the projection out, that's what I'm talking about. The projection of, well, if they did this at this time, what are they going to do in the future? It really doesn't work like that. If we're really going to look at the high school level, you have to remember that Matthew Bowling was the fastest high school boy under all conditions in the 100 prior to Christian Miller, because Christian Miller ran fast multiple times, and he also did it wind legal multiple times. Throwing him out, because we're talking about the wind-assisted times. Matthew Bowling's career in the 100 really wasn't all that special the moment after he left high school. Granted, he didn't go 9.8 on a wind-assisted clock, but it is what it is. His 100-meter performances in college just weren't all that special. I'm willing to bet that Trayvon Bromell, and for that matter Jalen Slade, are the only names that you might recognize on the wind-assisted list for the fastest high school boys that we've ever seen go through that level. I mean, I could tell you about all the names, because there's a few more on that list. Again, I just don't really see the point. Trayvon Bromell did become a world championship medalist and a multiple-time Olympian. But that's him. Just running fast on the clock. It gives us great expectation, because it's no longer just about being a fast high school boy. When we see 9'9" or 9'8" in a high school uniform, people start projecting out way beyond that. But the only thing that I can say at this moment, that I can say for certain, is that Brayden Dashun Williams is not just a 5-star recruit. He ain't just a 90 overall rating on my list anymore. His rating is going up, because if you run the fastest time under all conditions in the 100, that deserves some respect, and the ranking to go along with it. You actually made it all the way to the end of this video. I do have to admit that thank you doesn't do it justice anymore, because you are a real one. And if you want more from me beyond this video, on SCArecruiting.com, you can get a ton of resources, like my free recruiting guide, online courses, and much more, including the option to meet with me one-on-one, where my specialty is helping you figure out which schools might actually be the best fit for you. And if nothing else, and you really just want to see more content like this, it is always greatly appreciated if you would please like and subscribe.